Yo guys, what's going on? Ace is here today with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to price your items on the Escape from Tarkov flea market. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, that is the most basic shit I've ever heard. I'm definitely not leaving a like here today. Well, that is fine by me, but hey, you're going to miss out on some valuable tips and information here today. So you do that at your own risk. But if you are a subscriber, then you might as well hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed, then hit the subscribe button, then the like button. It's a whole process. You guys know the drill by now, but I figured I got to remind you just in case. But I have made this video before. It was about 9 months ago or so. Has about 500-600 views. I figured we have a lot more people here on the channel now, and I'm sure there's actually a lot of people who are pricing their shit wrong in the flea market since I'm always buying that shit all the time. I'm literally buying so much stuff off the flea market all the time for really good deals. So I figured there's got to be a plethora of players who don't know what the hell they're doing. Let's hop into it here today. The first thing we're going to start out with is the most volatile item in Escape from Tarkov. Don't mind me just purchasing a 2 out of 10 golden star for a future video, but you guys will see that soon. So we're going to go to the labs keycard, mainly because this is probably the most volatile item in the game. It has probably the most supply and demand out of any item, I would say, in my personal opinion, that hits the flea market. So what do we have here? Well, we have a shit ton of pricing at 333,333 rubles. Thanks, guys. And then we have one at 330. We have our therapist one here, which we are not going to count. Do not price here. Ignore any trader pricing when you are selling an item on the flea market, unless it's a really shitty like weapon attachment or something that's super plentiful and has no limit when buying it. So we're going to refresh a couple times. If you guys don't know how to refresh the flea market, hit F5 on your keyboard and it will refresh the market. So you see here's 324, so we'll just call this 325. We have the 330s, and then we have the 333s. You know, where's the best place to price? Should I price the lowest at 320? Should I price 325? Should I price it at 333.33? Well, the short answer is it's up to you, because these labs keycards will all sell eventually. I mean, once you get down here, probably not, but in this range between, you know, 335,000 to 320,000, they're always going to sell. But if I had to be honest with you, you should probably list at about 331,000 rubles. That is right between here. You got to see where kind of the floor is, and I would consider this range the floor. And then you have to see where people are listing above it. So you can see yours at 331,000 would sell right now. So because it's being bought so much and it's such a popular item, you can afford to list it a little bit higher. This guy, he just wants to get rid of his labs card. He could have listed it for another 10K more and still got it, but he didn't. 310, this guy's giving it away. There's things like this that you can do to kind of get a little bit of extra bang for your buck when you might not think you could have. So when it comes to pricing in the flea market, try to go down the list a little bit. Don't be the first guy on top, but don't be the guy on the bottom of the list. It's just not going to work out either way for you. I mean, obviously listing for cheapest, you'll get your money, but you're not going to make as much for literally typing one different keystroke. So that is the labs card example. This guy's a fool, but let's stop looking at labs cards. Let's look at an item that's just not really common, okay? Let's just go in my stash and find something. Let's find a 12 gauge adapter. Where are you pricing this thing at? Are you pricing it at 8K? Are you pricing it at, you know, 2,000, right under the trader, but still, you know, a little bit higher? The best place to price this is probably about 5K. The reason 5K is a really solid price is because if somebody would be trying to do like one of their skier tasks where you have to have the suppressed shotguns, they might use all 4 of their limit and need more. However, 8,000, you know, that's a tough sell. It's going to be a while until a player comes around and picks that up. But if you have one at 5,000, that in another player's mind is a 3,000 ruble discount, and in theory would probably sell before you get undercut, but you could get undercut. Very uncommon items and not ones that are very popular to be purchased very often are ones that I tend to just stay away from. This item I would just quick sell. All right, guys, next we are going to go into the weapons category, and this one is completely different from what I've already told you. So with the weapons, you have this Vepr Hunter here that you just pulled out of raid, whether it's on your scav or you got it off of a scav. You just got this bad boy out of raid, and you go to list it on the flea market. You see the price is 16,200. What you're going to be doing is undercutting. You're going to be going for the cheapest price for weapons, but first, before you list that weapon, make sure you pull off all the attachments. So make sure you actually take the ammo out of your magazines as well. I just made a video on this very recently. Take that ammo out, take the magazine out, take your sights off. Anything that doesn't take away from the operational status of a weapon, take it off. So I think we can even take off the dust cover. We can. And now we still have an operational Vepr Hunter that we're going to sell at an undercut So right here, that's a great price for that. We're going to pick that up. We're going to sell that too. But right here is where we were, 16,200. So what we're going to do is take that Vet Hunter and we are going to list it at 15,999. If there's already one, like at this price, I would just do 9.8 and then 9.7 respectively to undercut by 1 ruble. But just do a couple rubles under and list it here. And then take those attachments that you just pulled off of that weapon and make sure you sell them to mechanic. It's going to be all extra money. So right here, we just made an extra 12,000 rubles and still got the best possible price for our Vet Hunter on the flea market. The next thing is going to be when you have something with lower durability. So for example, the Golden Star that we just picked up. Now, this is a rare example that we're going to be talking about in a different video coming up within the next couple of days. But here you can see lower durability means it's going to sell for less. So a great way to actually put this into perspective is actually with armors. So if we go to the Killer Armor, here we are. We have one which is listed way too cheap right here at 59 of 60. Now, these are all considered operational still. There are actually cheaper options for the Killer Armor that I will show you how to access if you have one that is zeroed out. But if you have one that is still quote-unquote operational, you can see the different price points for the different variations in the durability. So we have a 19 of 60 here selling for 240,000. We have a 58 of 58 selling for 240 as well. This is a good buy. This is not, because there is a repair cost. This is an extraordinary buy. It's only missing 1 durability. Being repaired, it'll take just a couple of rubles and we'll be good to go. For max durability, you can see that a 60 of 60, a fresh Killer Armor that has not been touched, has a premium of about 25,000 rubles. So if you have a 60 of 60, you're better off listing it at 275,000. But if you have a 59 of 59, maybe 270 is where you want to be. It's actually really, really interesting how the market kind of plays around with the durabilities. But a lot of players that run this high-class armor, what they do is they come up to this settings wheel and they only filter by 100. So when it's filtered by 100, it only shows you 60 of 60, and there's where you get that pricing from. These are 2 really cheap Killer Armors that are really worth buying at this point. Now, if you have one that's zeroed, all you have to do is come into this settings wheel, click off show functional items, and then here you will see all of your Killer Armors that are zeroed out. So you would probably list this armor at around 199,999. I think that's a perfect price. Right now, they're all selling for 200. You could obviously list them for less than that if you wanted to make sure it sells like 189,000, but durability matters. This has been my very basic guide on how to list on the flea market. If you guys found it helpful at all, we just sold that Vet Hunter as well. So, made plenty of extra money on that. If you guys enjoyed this guide, make sure to leave a like on it. Subscribe for new sponsors and equipment in the description below. That's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I'm out.